Hello humans, it's just Martine, and today I'm going to bring you a recap of my time at a local book fair and also show you a little bit of a haul. A couple weeks ago, there was a huge book fair near me, and I went with a couple of friends and ended up with some goodies. Some are book related specifically, some were not, because basically what we attended was the street fair, and so there were just a bunch of like tents and tables with people selling things and giving some things away. Most of them were book related, but some of them weren't, as you will see from the random haul that I accumulated. I had a lot of fun at the event, and I was really glad that I got to go with some of my friends and have a good bookish time. It's not too big of a haul. We'll do the non-book things first. First up, I got a free tote bag. It's a huge one too, like gigantic, and it has the book fair logo on it. I think the biggest tote bag I have. I don't use tote bags very often. I did bring one to this event because I knew I would likely end up with things to haul around. So maybe I'll need this if I go to another book fair. There's always a chance. And this was a free item. Everybody who had a ticket could get one. The next item that I received is so random. It makes me giggle, but I thought it was so cute I had to have it. It's this bucket hat. You might think it's a banana bucket hat, but if we're going to be serious about this, it's a plantain bucket hat. It's got plantains on it. The company that I got it from is a plantain chip company. I got any piece of swag from their table that I wanted in exchange for following them on at least one of their social media platforms. So obviously I picked my bucket hat. And if you ever go to something like this street fair and you want to get free stuff, even if they're a little silly sometimes, my recommendation to you is that you look around and you take notice of what a lot of people seem to have suddenly acquired. So I passed dozens of people who were all wearing this hat, and it's a distinctive enough hat that I was like, they have to be giving this away somewhere, because not all of these people bought this hat, you know? So that's how I tracked down my plantain hat. I'm more than happy to also call a banana bucket hat. I love a bucket hat, so I'm excited to add this one to my very small collection. Those are the only two items. There were lots and lots of cool items for sale at this event, but I just didn't want to spend like all of my money. I got some ideas of money to spend in the future, for instance, gifts and things. I think my favorite that I'll definitely look at in the future to purchase was from this little family-owned company called Books by Britton, which is run by like a mom and her daughters, and they make these really tiny miniature books and mini bookshelves. And they also do custom orders, so I'm going to try to remember to link their information down below. They need a lot of lead time for their custom orders, obviously, because they take like a lot of hard work to make, but I think this would be such a cute and fun bookish gift because you can personalize everything about the mini bookshelf. So you can pick which books go on it. So you can pick all your favorite books or all that person's favorite books. You choose what little knickknacks go on the little shelf. You choose the size of it that you want. You choose like the color of the shelf. All of their stuff was just super adorable. It was so cute. They even were selling like one of their tiny books for $1 in like a randomized thing where you paid like the $1, you got a token and you got a random one. I didn't want to chance it with like a book that I might hate or not know, but both of my friends bought them and they were both titles I knew. I forget what they were now though, but I think this was my favorite thing to like look at. I loved staring at these. Another free thing that you can find in abundance at a book fair like this, bookmarks. Everybody was giving them away. Some of them were authors giving them away to promote their books. For example, this one was like the start of a sci-fi series, but then some were from bookstores. This was from the free bookstore, which I'll get to more in a second because I got some things from here. And then I got another one from like a very famous bookshop. It's not like a high quality bookmark or anything, but I just thought it was a fun memento. Okay, let's get into books. I have 5 books here to talk to you about. 3 of them are like so random, and 2 of them were a bit more intentional. Oh, I also got this postcard for this one person's book instead of a bookmark. That's what she was giving away, which was cute. There was one place that was giving away books for free at the event, and so obviously I had to get some, and also obviously I'm willing to take a book and plan on reading it if it's free, even in cases where I might not pay for the book to read it. So that's what happened with these 3. They're quite a random selection, but all of them drew my interest in different ways. Like this one, The Rabbi Will Leave, is a Rabbi Small mystery. So it's about this rabbi, David Small, and this is just apparently one of his adventures. Becomes an unlikely detective and solves a mystery. When the famous amateur sleuth finds himself in the middle of a political scam, it just might spell murder. I was intrigued. Having random characters, I think, is a fun concept. And again, it was free and likely full of puns. For example, at the top it says, unorthodox mystery at its best, which made me giggle. So hoping to enjoy this one. Also in the like mystery thriller realm, I picked up The Night Fairy. Fairy as in boat, not fairy as in small creature with wings and magic. And it's about a detective. So unlike this book, which is about a non-detective sleuthing around, this one's about an actual detective. She receives a letter pleading for help, and when she goes to meet the person says that somebody's trying to take her baby away from them, and then later she winds up dead. And so the main character is just trying to figure out like what happened to her. It seems to cover like a bit of a distance. It's set in Europe, and it says it partially takes place in London's East End, but then there's also time spent in Amsterdam. So I don't know, seemed interesting. And if it's free, like, I'm going to take it. The tagline at the top on the back is a gripping tale of betrayal, murder, and redemption, which is good enough for me. And the last free one, these were all so random, is Milk Glass Moon. I don't even remember what genre this is. The main character goes to this like county fair, and a fortune teller like reads her fortune. And so she makes some like big changes in her life. She also has a teenage daughter, which plays into this somehow. And so it's mainly about this mother and her time with her teenage daughter and just her trying to change her life, I guess, for the better after she has her fortune read or something like that. I have no idea. I could be so off the mark, but it just seemed interesting, especially compared to the other books that they were giving away for free, because by the time we got there, their books were quite picked over, but I really wanted to leave with some books. I always make random decisions when I have access to free books, but I feel like my decisions get more and more random as I get less and less choice, because I still want to leave with the same number of books, but I have less to choose from. So kind of a random compilation, these three, but I'm excited to add them to my collection. And at least there's a fun story behind how I acquired them. Unlike some of my other free books, in which it's just like free little library, whatever. These are more like, oh, I went to a book fair and there was this free bookstore, like that's their whole model, and they were giving away a bunch of their books, and I got some of them. So yay. And then my final two haul items are both independently published books, and I got both of them from authors who actually had stalls at the book fair. Most of the stalls were either like bookish merchandise for small businesses, or they had small publishers or small bookstores, a lot of which did have authors there signing, but there were a couple, including these two, of the booths that were just rented out by authors to sell their books, which I thought was really special. And so like the author was pitching their book to you, and it was fun, and all the money that you gave them for the book like went to them. And they were also some of the cheapest books there, wins all around, really. So I picked up two of them. The first one is How I Magically Messed Up My Life in 4 Freaking Days by Megan O. Russell. It is signed. I actually had to wait because she had just went to run an errand when I came up to buy this. And so her husband sold it to me, and he was like, wait, don't go anywhere. She's gonna sign it for you. But he was very kind, and he was like, if she doesn't come back in like a timely manner and you want to leave, like I'll just break open the bundles that have like the pre-signed books in them. But it would be great if you could get it like signed from her yourself. So luckily she came back pretty quickly and I got it signed. I picked this one because it sounded weird, and we all know I love a weird book. Even my friends who were with me when we were looking at the stock of different books that this author in particular had, they agreed. They were like, this one is the Martine book. And it's about this guy who finds this magic cell phone, and a bunch of bad things start happening, including the very first thing, he burns down his high school's theater. So that's not great. And so I guess he's just running around and crazy things are happening. The point is, it's about this person who magically messes up their life in 4 freaking days. I'm excited to figure out what happens in this one. I just thought it was so silly sounding. I needed to have it. And it was only like $10. So winning. And then the second one I got kind of on my way out because this guy was really trying to pitch any of his sci-fi books. He only wrote sci-fi to people. He would be like, do you like sci-fi? And he'd give them like the bookmark and free stickers and stuff, which I didn't get any of, but he just sounded so excited and like wanted people to read his books, and he was telling them all about the series. And I got really overwhelmed looking at the books in the different like series, because it had started as a standalone and then like transferred into a series. And so I felt like there was just a lot going on there, and I wanted a simpler place to start, but I really wanted to give him a sale because like a lot of people were like not interested, and I love science fiction. So I was like, if there's a science fiction book here, I'd want to try it, you know? So I ended up picking Mariner Valley because he said it is a standalone. He says he intends to like do some more work with these characters in the future, but it was intended to be a standalone and currently is that way. Sorry, it's so shiny. But the way he pitched this to me, I feel like it was like the Wild West, but on Mars, something like that. A gang of desperate outlaws fleeing justice, an armed posse eager for revenge, a thrilling chase across the high desert wastelands of Mars. I'm about it. So it involves some mystery, which we can tell from some of the other books that I picked I enjoy, but it's sci-fi, which I love. And I don't know, I'm interested to read it. I always think it's so interesting to see like the formatting choices that independent authors make in their books, because they make a lot of decisions about like what paper it's on and font size and all these things. So like, for example, this one, the font looks like this. The margins are quite big, but the Megan O. Russell book, in contrast, has less big margins and also more of a cream paper. I don't know if you can tell. Oh yeah, you can. This is like more of a cream paper, and this is more of a like stark white. So I'm glad to have both of these. They were both around $10. Both of them are signed. Oh, this one says happy reading. That's so cute. And they're both from people who are very kind and excited to share their stories with other people. So I'm excited to read these in the near future. So with that said, I went to the book fair and made my childhood dreams come true by returning with a big old stack of books. The tote bag that I brought with me was full by the time I left, which is always great news, but I didn't break the bank either. I spent less than $30 on things, so I'm extremely pleased with that and my haul of random and weird books. I will try my best to remember to link certain people below, like the cute small book gifts and maybe these two authors, if not, get a real good stare at the covers, so you can find them if you're interested. All of their work is available through Kindle, not Kindle Unlimited, but you can buy it on Kindle or through Amazon, and they're very nice people. I can't attest to whether or not their books are any good, but I guess I'll find out soon. And with that, if you liked watching this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and comment down below. Have you ever been to a book fair in a town near you or even your town? And did you have fun? If you went to a book fair, what types of books would you be looking to pick up and from whom? And subscribe for more bookish and college lifestyle content. And until next time, bye humans, bye!